Good morning, twos and threes. I hope your weekend has been good and I hope you're enjoying the more snow we keep getting. I think it's going to end sometime, but last night actually, when I went outside to take my dog out, it was sparkling like diamonds and that was very pretty. So I'm trying to look at the positive here and it will go away eventually, just like all of this stuff that's going on right now. So as you can see, it is Monday, April 6th, 2020. Let's move on to our word of the day in a moment, but first we're going to do our star breathing. I know I usually ring the little gong right now, but to be honest, it's the night before and my baby is sleeping and I don't want to wake her up. Otherwise, this video is going to be very short indeed. So if you'll just let me say ding and breathe with me. Thank you. All right, our word of the day begins again with the letter G. However, this is what we call a soft G, which means it's going to make a J sound, which a lot of kids get confused by anyways, because G makes a J sound, just like the letter J. So that's something that can be a little bit confusing. There is a rule for it. For a G to make a J sound, the letter that comes after it has to be either an E, an I, or a Y. I'll just write that up here so you don't forget. So if any of these three letters comes after the G, it will make a J sound, all right? There's a few exceptions like the word get, but mostly that's how this works. All right, this one does follow with an E, and also there's an R next to this E. Now, if you'll remember, when E and R hang out together, we have what we call a bossy R, and the R pretty much takes over the whole sound. So we've got J, and then we're going to add the letter M. And some of you have already sounded this out, but let's sound it out together. J, germ, germ. Something we are all hearing a lot about these days. And you are probably all tired of hearing people say, wash your hands. And you're probably thinking, yeah, duh, I've been washing my hands since I was little. We learned that in kindergarten. You wouldn't believe how many people still do not wash their hands. And even if they do, they may not do it properly. Remember, you need to wash your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. A lot of kids will sing a song to help them do it long enough because it's very easy to rush through when you've got other places to be and other things to do. So just to show you how important it is to wash our hands, we're going to do a little math talk today. So as you remember in the classroom, a math talk usually is when I put up some sort of a problem or a thought that has to do with math, and you tell me your thinking so that we can figure it out together. Now this is where doing a video chat is just not the same because you can't respond to me. It's just me teaching you. So I'll do my best to make it interesting, and if you have thoughts about this, when I post this on Google Classroom, for those of you who are on there, you're welcome to add your thoughts or opinions, or when I do call your house this week, you can tell me what you thought about it. But for the time being, let's get started with the math talk. So let's say we start here with this happy little fellow. You say hi to him. All right, as you can see, he's doing well, but there's a problem. This gentleman here has not washed his hands. I know. Should have known better. Now, unfortunately, he has got germs on his hand. Now, he only shakes hands with two other people. That doesn't seem like a very big deal, right? That's just two people getting some germs, whatever. Well, of course, to these two people, that does seem like a big deal. As you can see, they're frowning because they have gotten sick from that first person's germs. Now, they have a little bit of a blame in this too, however, because they also did not wash their hands. And each of them also touched just two more people. Well, here are those people that they touched. Now, if we count by twos together, we can see there's 2, 4. now there's 4 people who have gotten germs. Well, these guys are to blame as well. They did not wash their hands, and they each touched 2 more people. Now, try to predict right now how many people that will be. One way that we could try to solve this is count by 2s for each person, because remember, they each touched 2 people and gave their germs. So these will be the 2 people, and let's count for each person on this board. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see if that's correct. And you're thinking, yeah, of course it's correct. You're not going to give us something that's not right. You're right. Here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 8 people now with these germs. Would you believe they didn't wash either? Oh, and they each touched 2 more people. Now let's use the same idea here. Let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. The numbers are getting quite a bit bigger now. Let me show you what that 16 looks like here. Now, for those of you in grade 3 working on multiplication, you might notice that I have lined them up neatly so it's easier to see. You might notice I've got them in 2 groups of 8, because 8 plus 8 makes 16. You might also notice that they are arranged in rows and columns, which we're going to be talking about in our math video. So this is a little bit of a preview. And we've got 4 in each row and 4 in each column. So this is 16. All right, let's say, it's very unlikely because a lot of people wash their hands, but let's even say these people just didn't wash their hands long enough. They just ducked them under the water, didn't use soap, okay? Not washing your hands properly is not quite as bad as not washing them, but it's not great. All right, let's say they each touch 2 people as well. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Yikes! Now, as you can see, there are becoming so many that I've stopped drawing the faces because they're just getting a little bit too small for my marker. So these poor people are so sad and sick they don't even have faces, let's say. Okay, be a little weird there, that's all right. Okay, we've got 32 people here. Now, you might be getting a little tired of counting by 2s. Let's figure this out a different way. Now, each of these people touched 2 more. That would be double the amount. So what that means is we would add 32 plus another 32 because each one of them touched 2 people, all right? So let me write that down here in blue so you can see it a little more clearly in the middle. And this will be a good review for how to add double-digit numbers. This one's pretty easy. There won't be any carrying the 1 here. Now you remember we start with the ones. 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm gonna have to turn this around. I'm not able to write backwards. Upside down, sure. Backwards, not so much. All right, and then 3 plus 3, that'll make 6. And we have come to 64. Now, as you can see, it was so hard to fit them in that their faces are just little dots now. You see that there? And sorry about the little light there. I had to add some light since I'm doing this at night. It's not quite bright enough here in my classroom kitchen. So we have 64 people here. Now I'm going to stop here because, to be honest, I don't want to draw any more of these tiny people because when you double 64, it becomes quite a lot more. But what I do want you to think about now is how many people have got these germs by this time. Now, it's not just the 64 at the end. You got to remember all the way back through each step, there were people who got germs and got sick. So that would be like adding 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64. All right, so I'm going to try to write over here. Now I got to be honest, I was going to teach this lesson last week, but the video got too long, and I did run through this, and I actually added it wrong. I was very embarrassed and realized I probably shouldn't make these videos too late at night. So hopefully I can do the math right today. All right, now what I like to do when I'm adding this many numbers is I like to put together tens. Now what that means is there are a bunch of numbers in here that if I put them together, they make 10. And you know that tens are much easier to add. If I said, quick, what's 8 plus 9? A lot of you would have to think about it. But if I quickly said, what's 10 plus 10? A lot of you could just say 20. Easy, because 1 plus 1 is 2, 10 plus 10 is 20. So making tens makes adding a long list of numbers much easier. Now, if you look here, I've got 2 and 8, and I know that 2 and 8 makes 10. Sorry, it's a little bit messy there. I'm going to cross those numbers out. I also have 6 and 4. I know that they make 10 together as well. So we've already got 2 tens, which, as I just said, makes 20. Let's see about the other numbers here. Oh, let's cross these out. We've already added them. So now let's just count on. So we've got a 2 here we haven't used. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Now usually we say that we carry the 1. In this case, we have to carry the 2 because we have 2 tens, not just 1 10. So you can tell already this is going to be a pretty big number. Now I'm going to write down the 7. The 1s stay in the 1s column. And the 10s are going to come over here. So I'm going to write a 2 up here. Okay. So now though I have to add that to the other 10s. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6. All right. So now once again, I like to make tens if I can. So 6 plus 3 plus 1 would make a 10. Because 1 plus 3 makes 4. And 6 plus 4 makes 10. And I'm sorry, I keep dipping it down. I keep looking at my work and not the camera. So let's say we have 10 then, plus this extra 2 from over here, and that would make 12. We're going to write that down here. And as you can see, from one person not washing their hands, we've got 127 people who got those original germs. So, a way to save us a lot of trouble and a lot of adding would be if that first person just washed their hands properly. So please, 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 please make sure to wash your hands the best that you can, whatever your situation is. If you have hand sanitizer, that's good. Soap and water is actually better. So do your best to use soap and warm water and wash for 20 seconds. Sing a little song if you have to. All right. When I help my baby wash her hands, there's, you know how much she loves CoComelon. There's a CoComelon song, and I'll attach it to this video actually, that teaches you about how to wash your hands. So we always sing part of that song to make sure that we wash it long enough. All right. Now I was going to do a story as well, but I don't want to make this video too long because I don't want to take your whole day, because you still have time to play and be with your family, and you've got other videos to watch and other things to do. So we're going to end it there, and I'll do a story tomorrow. Do tune in for the writing video, because there will be a story in that one. So if you really were looking forward to a story here, you are still going to get one, just not part of this video. I hope that you're having a great day. I miss all of you. Please stay safe, and don't forget to wash your hands. Have a good day. Bye.